Quit trying to act like this was a 14-year-old boy minding his business, drinking the iced tea, and some racist Chinese people just killed him for no reason. The boy had a gun.
He can be heard being confronted by Rick Chow's wife and son about the water bottles and denying he took them. He's then pursued out of the store by Rick Chow and his son.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Chi K. Rick Chow, as to the charge of murder, not guilty. Fine number 302, foreperson, June the 1st, 2026. Madam Forelady, this is your verdict and the verdict of the entire jury.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to announce to you guys, our goal is to get 250 kids from Prison Fellowship, Angel Tree, to go to summer camp. We're at 80. It's time to celebrate, but the job is not done. Let's get all of the children to get to this camp that we desire, which is 250 kids, all right? $200 will help one kid go to summer camp for the entire duration. If that's not in your budget, $40 per day. So let's do our part. Let's do what God has called us to do, and let's help get as many kids as we can as possible to camp like we've done every single year. Let me give you a couple stats to put this in perspective. About 5,800 kids went to the summer camp last year. About 1,200 of them gave their life to Christ. This is an opportunity for them to meet counselors, for them to make friends, to feel loved, to feel seen. All of the things that we want to give our children, we can give this to someone else's child whose parent is incarcerated. And here's another number that I want you guys to know. It's about 1.5 million kids whose parent is incarcerated right now, and over 5 million kids will experience an incarcerated parent at some point in life. Let's change this. Let's give kids an opportunity. We can do it. And I know we can do it because we do it every year. Let's get to 250. We're at 80 right now. Go to angeltree.org/Tatum. That's angeltree.org/Tatum. Let's get these kids to camp. I want to start out with the first story, which is of the teen who was killed. And it's a controversy because the teen is black and the person who killed him is not black. But obviously there was a trial, there was a court hearing, and the person who took the life of this teen was found not guilty in court. We're going to talk about it. We're going to explore it because this was a viral story that I saw, and I want to give my perspective as a former law enforcement officer. Roll the clip.
First thing on Friday morning, the prosecution is expected to rest its case in the murder trial of Rick Chow. He is accused of killing 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton at Chow's gas station in Columbia exactly 3 years ago today.
Hours ago, jurors heard from the person who performed the autopsy on the victim, and for the first time, the public got to see surveillance video which showed what happened inside the gas station that day. Our Kiki Gushu has a recap of today's key moments.
For the first time, jurors and the public got to see what took place inside the Shell gas station on Park Lane Road in the minutes before Cyrus Carmack Belton was killed in May of 2023. The video shows Belton taking water bottles out of a cooler, then immediately putting them back in, as prosecutors have said he did all along. He can be heard being confronted by Rick Chow's wife and son about the water bottles and denying he took them.
Time out. You know when they say, they always following us around the store because I'm black. Because y'all in the store doing this. Chinese people ain't in the store doing this. Y'all in the store doing this, man. How do you know, Mr. Tatum? When I was young, I was stealing out of the store too. And I wonder why these white folks see young black kids with hoodies on come in the store and they like following around to make sure you don't steal a product that they work hard to produce, and that's how they make a living. We were in there stealing bags of potato chips in the back talking about, I don't even want nothing from here. Trying to say it loud enough so the clerk can hear us because we don't want nothing, we gonna leave. No, we came in there, we put the bag crunching in the hoodie. Man, they just didn't want to get us in trouble and they let us go with it. Anyway, finish.
And pursued out of the store by Rick Chow and his son. Prosecutors argued the store's camera system provided more than enough information for law enforcement to identify Cyrus without anyone chasing him.
Investigator Jordan, do you think it would be you would have some tools to work with if you had gotten a call that this guy, this boy right here, had stolen. Do you think you would have some tools to help identify him
Yes,
and investigate whether or not he had stolen water?
yes.
Do you feel confident law enforcement could have handled this?
Absolutely.
But the defense spent much of the afternoon focusing on Cyrus's actions that night.
So this young man went into the store with no money, an empty book bag, and a loaded firearm, and you're telling this jury there was nothing suspicious about
Time
it.
out. A loaded firearm? What is a kid 14 years old doing with a loaded gun? And then you wonder why he ended up how he ended up. Roll the clip.
Well, we don't know they didn't have any money on him at all. There was no money found on him.
Jurors also heard from Dr. Amy Durso, the forensic pathologist who performed Cyrus's autopsy. She walked jurors through the bullet's path through his body, using x-rays and a courtroom demonstration to explain what positioning would be consistent with the trajectory she observed.
Do you expect this trajectory, would it be consistent with somebody running away in a runner's stance with their back directly towards you?
Yes.
Prosecutors asked if it would have been possible for Cyrus to have been turned around pointing a weapon. She said no. The defense has claimed Cyrus pointed the gun at Chow and his son, and Rick fired in self-defense. Earlier, jurors heard more eyewitness testimony about the moments after Cyrus Carmack Belton was shot. Jasmine Broadwater told jurors she was driving near the scene when she heard a gunshot and saw Cyrus on the ground.
My aunt said, Jazz, he just shot that boy. You need to call the police. We're both about to call them. So we both put our cell phones. We called. My aunt said, I just want to make sure we're seeing what we see. So we drove out real slow, and we still seen Cyrus on the ground. Looked like he was trying to push himself up, like how somebody's doing push-ups, but they're shaking really bad.
Another witness, Devontae Bryant, described watching Cyrus run, stumble, and try to regain his balance as Rick Chow and his son followed behind him.
Right, so he maybe took a step or two after that, then that's when the shot went off.
The defense got into a back and forth with that witness, claiming he's changed his story from what he said that night.
Do you remember telling the officer on the body footage that you watched the shot through your car mirror, through your rearview mirror?
No,
You do not remember that?
no,
And if I was to find testimony or anything you would dispute saying that to anyone that day?
I don't remember that.
Is it possible you could have said that?
I don't remember that at all.
The state did not formally rest its case Thursday, but prosecutors told the court they expect to do so Friday morning before the defense begins presenting its witnesses.
Now, I want to point this out to you. It's kind of interesting that this news clip, they kind of only show the prosecution's perspective instead of showing more of the defense perspective, because that gives you the idea that the prosecution had more evidence. No, they did not. We're going to see here soon what the verdict ended up being. But you have a young man that had no business stealing anything from anybody's store. That's the first part of how you messed up. Now, when you get shot, whether it's justified or not, you started the momentum in the wrong direction of stealing with a loaded gun. What was he going to do with the loaded gun if confronted in the store? So it's not out of the realm of possibility that you're running with a loaded gun, you're stealing, and when they catch up to you, you try to defend yourself or try to shoot them. That makes more sense than them just running and shooting them in the back for no reason. Okay, let's listen to the verdict.
Indictment number 2023 GS 4007440. State of South Carolina, County of Richland versus Chike Rick Chow. We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Chike Rick Chow, as to the charge of murder, not guilty. Fine number 302, four-person, June the 1st, 2026. Madam Forelady, was this your verdict and the verdict of the entire jury?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to clip 303.
The anger is palpable tonight. You can feel it, you can touch it, because people saw a child that looked like their own, that did nothing wrong. A child that all the witnesses described had fear in his eyes when he left the store.
Time out. You better stop. This is why people don't respect these people. Brother, I understand you're the attorney or whatever the case may be, your representative for the family or whatever the case may be, but I don't want to hear you tell me he didn't do nothing wrong. The boy stole from a store as a 14-year-old kid with a loaded gun. And when they came to confront him, he took off running. He had no business doing none of that stuff he did. Quit trying to act like this was a 14-year-old boy minding his business, drinking the iced tea, and some racist Chinese people just killed him for no reason. The boy had a gun. How do you get to the point as a 14-year-old boy carrying a loaded gun around with you, stealing from stores? I don't want to hear he didn't do nothing wrong. You could say that they were wrong, but to say he did nothing wrong is crazy. Finish it.
To run as two grown men chased him down over a football field and shot him dead. This should not happen. This makes us feel as if our children don't matter, and they do. This makes us feel like Cyrus's life did not matter, and it did. What you see tonight is going to be the anger, and what we ask is that anger not turn into anything else but words, to go online, to talk about it, to discuss it, but not to act like what people in their evil minds think that we are.
Time out.
We are
not
certainly
act like Cyrus. Is that what you're saying? Not act like Cyrus. Meaning that this kid turned a situation into a violent situation. He's sitting in the store lying and saying, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do, and then when they come out to confront him, he runs. Why? But instead of you grown men and you brothers supporting that kid and teaching him right from wrong, you wait till he's dead to then complain. Finish the
better
clip.
than that. Cyrus was better than that. His family is better than that. It's unfortunate that this was the jury's verdict. We have no choice but to accept it, but we don't disagree. But we don't agree. There is no way that a child who did nothing wrong, who is shot in his back, how that jury can justify that verdict. I've been practicing law for almost 30 years. I've never seen anything like this. I don't understand it. I'm at a loss to explain it to his father, Troy, standing beside me. I'm at a loss to explain it to his mother, who couldn't take it and had to leave. I'm at a loss to explain it to his family, because I too don't understand it.
Now, time out. Hey, put Troy on the mic. Get him on the mic. Put him on the mic. I want to hear what he had to say about his 14-year-old boy with a gun in his hand, stealing from the store. You dressed, you got your suit on, you're doing all this, but where were you at when your son was running around the streets with a loaded gun in his hand, stealing from the store? That's the part that bothers me consistently about these topics. Y'all love to get on these press conferences. Y'all love to go and cry me a river and the white man bad and people like us don't get treated right. But you fail to prevent your son. I'm assuming that he lived with him. And if he don't live with you and he live with his mama or something, that's different. But if you are responsible for this boy and he living in your house, you are responsible to hold him accountable so that he don't end up stealing and getting killed. Your son, if he had not died, would have gone to prison for being illegally in possession of a firearm. Also, felony crime, committing theft while in possession of a stolen gun or an illegal gun. He would have gotten charged with multiple felonies at the age of 14 years old. And you stand up here and y'all gaslighting the public. Finish the clip.
I've talked to the sheriff tonight. We all ask for calm. We all ask that everybody make sure that we celebrate Cyrus's life, that we make sure that his legacy continues like his life did. He ran away and he got shot in the back. Should not happen. Shouldn't have happened. And unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with the end results of it. Thank you.